Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming season, and more specifically, let's talk about your captains for the upcoming 2017-18 campaign. On the men's side, you got Reeve Bowling and Jory Gomes.
Mm-hmm.
On the women's side, Jenna Nelson and Kimmy Morrison.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about all four of those athletes and what they're going to bring for your team this year.
Okay. Well, first off, I'll start by saying that we're a very young team. We have a heavy amount of freshmen this year, and so it's going to be really crucial to have great leadership, returning leadership, and I think we have that in spades this year. We'll talk about the men a little bit first. Reeve Bowling is a junior, and Jory Gomes is a senior. Both are incredibly committed athletes and students as well. Both do incredibly well in the classroom, and both I'd be hard pressed to name harder workers. They do a fantastic job each and every day. They care about all their teammates, which is something that's invaluable when you have captains who are legitimately concerned with how everyone on the team is doing at all times and do everything that they can to make sure that the team works as a cohesive unit. And those guys do that. It makes my job, I don't even have to worry about it when I know that I have those two guys taking care of the things that I don't see every day, the things that go on when the team is off by themselves, they're not on the pool deck. So those guys do an incredible job. Incredibly proud of both of them over the course of the time that I've known them. On the women's side, we have Kimmy Morrison. Kimmy she transferred in to Hiram last year, and so she came in for second semester last year, and that, I guess, will tell you a little bit about her personality in that she was voted a captain by her teammates after only being here for one semester. That tells you a little bit about the type of person she is. Very trustworthy individual, very much like Reeve and Jory, cares very much about all her teammates, and I think she's taking like 21 credits this semester. So again, another great student, and manages her time well, and just very, very committed to all the things she's involved in. Jenna Nelson is our last captain. She's a sophomore, so another young athlete who was voted a captain by her teammates. And Jenna works incredibly hard. She's very receptive to coaching, wants to get better, wants to do her best, and sets very high goals for herself. And especially academic goals. Wants to achieve a lot in the classroom, does a fantastic job, and I think that her and Kimmy together are doing an excellent job so far of leading the team and making sure that everything is going well.
So here at Hiram, we don't have what you traditionally call a lot of the individual sports.
Yeah.
We don't have tennis, we don't have track and field. But as far as what people might not know, talk about the importance of captains in an individual sport. I know when you talk about captains on a football team, they're involved with keeping everybody together and making sure that everybody's on the same page all the time, so that the whole team can work as a cohesive unit. Is it kind of the same thing in an individual sport like swimming and diving, or is it more of a lead by example type?
So I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. Swimming, there are going to be some team swims in swimming, like relays, but as a whole, all your races are by yourself while you're in the water. But the team aspect of swimming as well is extremely powerful. Our team motto, for example, is family, and that's not some sweet line, that's not an exaggeration, that is legitimately what it is. You spend so much time in the water with your teammates in swimming that atmosphere just happens, and you view your teammates as like brothers and sisters.
So we've talked about the captains. Now let's go ahead and talk about who else you have returning to the pool, and who are some of the fresh new faces that Hiram fans will see at the Alumni Memorial Pool in the coming months.
Sure. So on the women's side, we have 2 returning swimmers that are not captains, not including the captains, and that is Sierra Daniels, who's a junior, and Jill Schmidt, who's a sophomore. Both great girls, love the team, care very much about everybody and their well-being, which I love. And on the guys' side, we have Michael Barber returning, who's a junior distance swimmer. Very, very hard worker. You kind of have to be a distance swimmer, and he busts his tail every single day in the pool. And then Jordan Canavari, who's a senior, 200 fly swimmer, so also he has to work very, very hard, and he does, because that's a really, really tough race as well. So those are the two returning swimmers on our men's side. And then as I mentioned, we're very freshman heavy. We have 5 freshman guys, all of which have already formed a very cohesive group, and very happy to have all of them. And on the women's side, we have 3 freshmen. And so we're very, very freshman heavy, which is a good thing, but it also presents a opportunity for our captains to really step up and be really good leaders, which they are doing.
So you guys kick off the season on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what maybe your goals are for this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've mentioned goals once already in this interview, but talk about maybe what your ultimate goal is for by the time we get to the NCAC championships.
Mm-hmm.
We hope this is where we are.
Sure. Well, for this weekend, I've worked them pretty hard this week, so I'm not expecting crazy fast times. But the main goal that I want to accomplish this weekend, and we've talked about this as a team, is we want to do the little things correctly. Early in the season, we want to get the little things down pat. And what I mean by little things is, not breathing in and out of turns, having really good walls, holding them down, maintaining a correct breathing pattern on specific races, things like that. So we've really worked on those things a lot this week, and I hope to see that transfer into the meet this Saturday. And it's really, at this point in the season, it's all about learning to race, learning to compete really, really hard. At this meet in particular, on the men's side, there's 10 teams, and on the women's side, there's 9 teams. So there's all kinds of opportunities to race, and to race hard. And so I want to really establish that mentality early in the season and have it carry us all the way to the end.
Very good, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was head coach Austin Veltman, first-year head coach of the men's and women's swimming and diving programs, sports information director Jared Plate, and that was our swimming and diving season preview. Just a reminder that the swimming and diving teams do kick off the season on Saturday at the Canyon Relays. That is October 14th.